celebrated the 20th anniversary of my laboratory in Puerto Rico. And what I did was to talk about, or to list in this article, what are the factors that were most important for its success. It really was more successful than I originally had imagined. So the important factors are really group activities or lab activities that build a group cohesiveness and a sense of purpose. And those are lab meetings that are weekly journal clubs that are always held without fail, yearly philosophy of science retreats where we study what it really means to be a scientist, and weekly one-on-one meetings with me, FaceTime. And our lab meetings, we always start now with 5 minutes of meditation.
Mindfulness is present moment attention without judgment. For this meditation, we'll attend to our feet with mindfulness.
In the past, I've had previous research experience, but I think this lab in particular gave me the opportunity to understand what it really is like to be a scientist and build your own project.
Being a part of the Kirk Lab has definitely been one of the most important parts in my development as an undergraduate researcher. I feel that being part of an environment where people want to see us succeed definitely motivates me to do research every day.
Well, as a postdoc in Queer Lab, I can mention many experiences. However, there is something that I always remember. It was my mentorship training. For example, I enjoy discussing with my undergrad the latest papers in neuroscience, using our weekly journal club as a tool to basically mentor all the undergrad and graduate students.
Journal clubs were a great experience, right? We got and we read papers from other labs, and that informed our way of thinking and our experiments. And in one of the journal clubs, we were discussing so much that Greg actually encouraged us to write a commentary on the things that we were discussing.
Yeah. The cool thing is that it wasn't even based on experiments that we had to do. It's just unifying our collective ideas and getting them into a concise writing that it made a journal worthy of publishing. And I think that's one of the peak moments of our journal clubs.
Being in the Quirk Lab as an undergraduate has been a holistic learning experience. I have not only learned about the seriousness of commitment throughout the weekly lab meetings, activities, and responsibilities, but I've also learned that I am capable of more than I think.
So Quirk's lab and recent article on mentorship really inspired my lab for several reasons. One specific example was the annual retreat. Here in my lab, we all went together in a remote place for a couple of days and nights. We discussed readings related to bioethics and the science of philosophy and group dynamics. This was very important for us as a group because each one got to learn about each student's passions. For me as their mentor, it was particularly important because I serve as a mediator, guiding the students through their career goals in either the basic or applied sciences.
Former lab members will come back to the lab once in a while to visit, and also to give talks about the research they're currently doing now, or their transitions from grad school to postdoc to independent investigator. And personally speaking, when the previous postdoc was here, I saw him in his transition from postdoc to independent investigator, and that really helped me in terms of figuring out the best way and the most successful way that I could transition from my postdoc to independent investigator. So now as I'm transitioning from that into starting my own lab in the very near future, I can use the Quirk Lab network to help get information and get the best advice for starting my own research lab.
I think that it's possible to build a really superb group and do high-level science really in any environment if you just practice these techniques in the most effective way.